biggest challenges for us to adapt to the widespread changes on the powertrain and aerodynamics this year are going to result in significant operational changes from recent history in Formula One. It's the biggest change that we've seen on the engine, gearbox, and also the chassis as well. Just meeting curfew times, getting through the workload of kitting engines, changing engines, gearboxes. Even if you don't actually have failures, that's going to be a massive task. There's a concept called 30-30, which means 30 wind-on hours a week against 30 teraflops of CFD usage per week, and you have to stay within that limit for all teams. So that's quite a big reduction from last year, and everyone will be looking around how to optimise that to get the best aerodynamic performance development during the season. In-season testing is back, so we're looking at 4 in-season tests, single car on the Tuesday and Wednesday after selected Grand Prix, and you'll use that for tyre development, chassis development, young drivers driving the car, systems, all those sort of things. So it's quite helpful for the teams in terms of mileage. And then the third thing is the driver numbers. So there's a new sequence of driver numbers where the driver actually selects his own number, that they're assigned for the career career length of the driver, and that's it. Well, at McLaren at the moment, the preparation is huge. So there's a hive of activity downstairs. We're obviously building cars, checking them and signing them off, shipping them off to test. We've got a test in Spain, and then we've got a double header test in Bahrain before we head off to Melbourne for the first Grand Prix. We're producing chassis. We have to introduce an upgrade kit for the first race. We run a night shift during the tests as well to help the mechanics and technicians just literally cope with the workload. So that's a really big normal part to the start of any year. Made even more so, even more difficult this year because of the rule changes. The reliability aspects of the car and the performance changes you're going to see during the year are going to be really significant. So if the team that wins the first race doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be still winning by the 5th race, and vice versa. The requirements on a driver are going to shift, so people are going to see the drivers who are intelligent and can cope with the workload while still driving fast and being the champions that they are is going to be a material differentiator. I think we're going to see differences across teams, not just from reliability and performance, but actually the way the driver can cope with it. Well, there's a real buzz around McLaren at the moment because we want to re-establish ourselves from in 2014. We're very forward-thinking, learning from previous mistakes, but making sure we really get ourselves back at the front. We're here to win. We've got Peter Prodromou coming in, so he's coming in the next year, which is great news. We've just taken on Matt Morris as engineering director, and his input's been fantastic into the team. It's an ongoing drive within McLaren to keep looking for great talent across the board, because that's what we're all about. The other program that's starting significantly now is Honda. We've been working with Honda for quite a few months now, with separate teams to our normal development teams. And there is so much excitement around that in McLaren because it's just a fantastic start to what we see as a great era with such a prestigious brand in Formula One. So that's something that's really good for the future.